Hey Cancer, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your September general read. If it's for you, you'll know. If it's not for you, you'll also know. So bear that in mind, okay? Starting off with a relationship with the Oracle. Tarot did not want to go first. So, alright Cancer, let's see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I didn't even want 5. Alright, here we are. So in the middle you have the train tracks, okay? We read this like a scale. One side's one person, the other side's the other person. Pick which side's yours. And like I said, if it resonates, you'll know. If it doesn't, you'll also know. So at the core of this, things need to be done the right way. Because you have the train track. What do you do with a train? It has to be on the tracks. If it's derailed, bad. If it doesn't show up on, at the stations at the right time, doesn't stay on schedule, bad, right? So there is a certain way stuff has to be done. And I feel like that's kind of meeting, not necessarily resistance, but like, is that the right schedule? Or is this stopping at the right station? Is this even the right line of train that you want to be on? Because with the broken mirror and the eyeball, it's like you're literally seeing stuff differently. It's almost like a hanged man energy where it's like you're seeing a lot of stuff, or this other person's seeing a lot of stuff. And it's just like, it's giving you some perspective. Doesn't necessarily have to be like awful or like bad luck with broken mirrors, but it's just, like I said, it's like a hanged man thing. It's like you're seeing stuff in a different way. And over here, you have the swords, and then you have the snake. Someone has an interest in what they want, and they might be a little aggressive about it, or it just might be some kind of petty arguments or something. Also, the snake doesn't want to have to attack if it doesn't have to. So there could be an element of like, whoa, wait, what? No, put the brakes on. Stop. I don't want to have to, bite. I've been rattling my little tail here for like how long? So like I said, there's resistance on both sides to be like, is this even what we want to be doing here? Because at the base of it, the challenge is the birds. That's kind of, it's gossip, but it's also just kind of chatter. It's static. It's stuff around that is like not really conducive. People could be in other people's ears, it's like, well, did they really do that? It's like one of those things, and it's like, not your business. So ultimately, you have the cats, okay? There's an element of status quo, of, the cats are superficial. They're also seen as falseness. But also, when you pet a cat, they're chill up to a point, and then it's like, I'm done, and they just attack the crap out of your hand. It's kind of reaching that point where it's like, and I'm done. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, throw the whole thing out, forget it, we're donezo. There is an element of like, this needs to get addressed. Whatever this is needs to get reconfigured. Like I said, with the train, is it even the right line? Are you even on the right track? So over here, the ring. That there's kind of like cycles attached to this. There's grounding. Like there's potential here. And the key. I don't hate the key card, but it's like the key is this person. Or just it's a woman. It could be you or the other person. It depends. So it's almost like something needs to end with this, with the coffin. That's change. Communication has to happen, and there has to be a motivation. So someone needs to get a fire lit under their butt because, you can't, there's only so much you can do with potential before it becomes a detriment. You know what I mean? So somebody is like, I'm holding all this potential for you. It all kind of depends on you getting clarity or whatever this is, because the garden. There is kind of like a more social aspect. I'm not saying this relationship was secret, but there can be an element of like making something public or making something known. And if it isn't done on your own terms, I feel like something's going to pop up that's going to kind of force the hand to make a decision, because the lightning is like lightning striking. You never know where it's going to land. So with that, it puts you at a crossroads. But just watch out for, if you're trying to get your best interest or they're trying to get their best interest, like it becomes kind of about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? It's like about getting what you want versus what us, the plural business. Getting what we want. So yeah, the bride is about getting what you want, but something has to change for that to happen. Storks migrate to better places. So you need to kind of figure out together what is important and actually buckle down on it. Okay? So if there is any kind of, the whip is my sexy card, and Gemini kind of got similar stuff too. But the point is you might find common ground physically, and I don't usually say this, but this might be one of those things where let your body do the talking kind of thing, and just kind of, there has to be a reconnect in some way, and that might be the way you reconnect, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind, but like there's an expression that's needed that goes beyond just like, hey, let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? It's like the stuff you do for each other. I hate to say the stuff you do to each other. You know what I mean? So it's getting out of the me and talking in the we. That could be the problem. But I feel like all the motivation is there, but someone's got to break the ice in some way, because I do want to find out what this bird's is about. The bear. Hey, people are like, is this in your best interest? Can this go the distance? I don't know. Like, it's taken a lot of time. If they liked you, they would have done it by now. Like, it's that kind of crap. And you're like, shh, is this your business? It's not your business. Okay? So now Tarot wants to go. Let's see. 1, 2. Or give me one more. All right. So, I don't mean to giggle, but it's just like when the oracle backs up the other thing, it's kind of funny. So you have the Seven of Wands in the middle. There is kind of like a standoff vibe here. So it's like each person's talking, but they're not hearing each other. Or somebody feels pressured enough that they're just like, I need a minute, okay? Like this dude doesn't even have the same pair of shoes on. Like one's a shoe, one's a boot. It can feel a little scattered, a little rushed. And it's like, don't pressure me, brah, or gal, whoever. So looking at the corners, you have the Queen of Cups reversed. There's just kind of like, I'm not saying you're not nurturing things, but with this Six of Swords reversed, it's like you're not going to calmer waters. It's like you're sticking in there, and if it is a little bit of a tussle, you're tussling, okay? Because with this High Priestess reversed, it's like, no, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Like the High Priestess upright is very chill. High Priestess reversed is like, and another thing. It's like, I'm gonna let all the tea spill, get the sugar cubes, all right? Because with this Ace of Swords, there's the clarity involved. Now, in between this High Priestess reversed and the Ace of Swords is the Two of Cups. It kind of buffers that whole, like, get the teapot, we spill in tea. It's a nicer, calmer energy. But, like I said, with that Seven of Wands in the middle, it's like, it's not combative, but it's almost like each other is not seeing each other really for what each other is bringing to the table. Now with this Queen of Cups reversed, and then you have this Moon reversed here, and the Moon's reversed has been coming out a lot. It's like, no, we're going to rip this Band-Aid, baby, especially with the Six of Swords reversed. It's like, no, we're ripping all the Band-Aids today. And with the Page of Pentacles, though, I feel like it's a little fresher. There's like a fresher start. It's not done with animosity, but it's probably not going to be pretty. And with the Hermit reverse, there's another element of like, here's the real deal. Here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because then you wind up with the Ace of Swords. Which is like, here's the whole enchilada. Do you want this enchilada? I know I love enchiladas. So, the intentions, it feels, are good. But it's like to come out of the corners. It's like each person's ready for a tussle. But the intentions are good. So it's like not as combative as one would think it is. Now, what is this High Priestess about? Death reverse. It's like, what isn't changing? This is too much to carry. If it doesn't change, Page of Swords. It's like reversed, by the way. So if y'all have been watching each other, like the back and the forth, the status quo thing, it's like, no. Transparency. Here you go. You've been lurking. Eight of Cups reversed. There's like a no. We're staying until this is done. There is that element. Three of Swords, or Three of Cups reversed. I almost said Three of Swords. Yeah, so there is like, oh, it's funny because it's almost an acknowledging like this is gonna suck, but it'll be better on the other side. Seven of Cups on the Two of Cups. Three of Cups reversed. Magician reversed. It's like until this kind of confusion, like I said, someone needs to get it together before it's like the Three of Pentacles reversed. It's like, I'm here to work on this, but I'm not going to be kind of twisted around. I'm not saying the Magician is manipulated, but in reverse, it's kind of like, I'm not working on this if you're going to try and like angle for your thing. Or this is the other person being like, if it's not honest, I don't really want to get involved. But there is like it's almost like, it's like cage match. It's like someone locks the door and they're like, no, we're hashing this out. Enjoy, because you have the Empress reversed. And the Fool. With the Ace of Wands. Oy, remember how I said there's something physical that has to kind of happen here? It's like, okay, with the Empress reversed. People can be like, oh, that's not fertile, it's not going to grow, whatever. I feel like before you can start stuff to grow, there's some groundwork that has to be in place before you get it to grow. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to grow a garden if you just are like have a plain piece of land. Like you didn't turn over the grass, you did like, it's nothing. You didn't fertilize it. It's like, do you expect stuff to grow out of this? So it's almost like stripping it back to be like, here's the Fool. Yes, we can go forward. Yes, we can do stuff. But, and it's not necessarily downgrading, but it's kind of like a reboot. It's like, you can't start off all the way down the line. You have to start, back here. Like future possible, but at the same time, like you can't just be like, woo, here we go. Here's everything you need, because there's a little still kind of confusion around it. And it's like someone's not signing on the dotted line. If there's not transparency, if there's not clarity, and if it seems like someone's still trying to get their way. It's like, no thank you. Three of Wands reversed. It's like, I'm not manifesting because, you see this? I have the Ten of Pentacles. Like each person has an idea in their mind, and if it's not balanced, it's like, well, and if there's no patience, then you don't get the cuppies. So there's a lot of potential to start, but there's a lot of clarity in between that has to kind of come together. And like I said, there's that combative energy where it's like each person's trying to get what they want out of the thing. And remember, I said it's like, it's less me, more we. Like, and I don't know if someone's ready to say we. But with that garden, remember back there, I feel like something's going to kind of force the hand a little bit. It's almost like, oh no, we're hashing it out today. So, Cancer, we have the Sun. All right, this is just straight up Lenormand. We don't clarify these babies. And we only do one at a time, even if all of them want to come out. So, literally, like, and I see the stories that are coming out in the duos, but I'm like, no, we're going to do it the right way. So, okay, this is good. So you have the Sun, the lilies, and the bouquet. All right, this is a good thing. So the Sun is the opportunity, it's dawning, it's realization, etc. Very similar to tarot. The lilies are kind of like, I liken it to the Wheel of Fortune card. kind of like a Wheel of Fortune in the world whoosh together. But this is like the fate, destiny, divine timing kind of stuff. And then you have the bouquet. Okay. So it's like the offer is coming. The sun is kind of like illuminating this whole thing. And there is something good coming out of whatever situation this is. I want to clarify this bouquet so bad for exactly what it is. But if it's not this particular situation, there is something arising out of it that's positive for Cancer. So, you know, I'm not saying it has to be this person or it has to be this situation, but there is something that you can kind of keep on deck that is coming for you in some way. So, and it's kind of like if you, especially with the lilies, I always say like you can kind of feel it. You're just like, I think this is happening soon. So I want to say mid-month. Just kind of looking at them timing-wise. Mid-month. Keep your eyes peeled. So Cancer, the B, we have community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. All right, so that's a lovely energy to try and keep in mind there, Cancer. So Cancer, that's what we have for September, and I'll talk to you later.